You're welcome back. Let's talk about the all-important topic of energy. We all need energy. And I'm not talking about just physical energy. I'm talking about the kind of energy that fuels our industries, fuels your vehicles, your homes, your office, and the rest. And there's been a conference, an exhibition that has tried as much as possible to keep the issues that concern the industry, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa, on the front burner. I'm talking about SAIPEC. That's a Sub-Saharan Africa International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference. It's been 10 years, and the conference starts on February the 10th. So we just thought, let's have the big men and women in the building today. We're joined on the program by the Chairman, Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, who's also the MD CEO, Geoplex Drill Tech, Mr. Wole Ogunsoya, as well as the Assistant Secretary of Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, Mr. Oke Ukwabu. Both gentlemen join us from our Abuja studio. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's good to have you. I mean, 10 years, no small feat, having to speak to these issues, gather all of the big players in the industry is a big deal. And I'm talking about the NCDMB, NNPCL, and the rest, the IOCs, the ones at home. I just want you to give us a bit into your drive, really. Yes, we know that the industry is a big deal. Without it, we really can't achieve much. But what is really the drive to have SAIPEC, not for the first, second, now 10th year running?
Thank you very much. You know, our association, the Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, we've been existing for 30 years. We celebrated our 30th anniversary December 2024. And a lot of Nigerians, you know, need to understand the value chain that we bring into the, the industry. So we are a group of Nigerian companies that acquire technology. Some of our technologies include, downhole tools. We own land rigs. We own swamp rig. We own all kinds of equipment that is used to extract oil and gas out of the ground. And these are businesses, these are jobs that were being done by expatriate companies 20, 30 years ago. So PETAN, in partnership with our partners, GAP, we established SAIPEC 10 years ago. So SAIPEC, as the name denotes, is for Sub-Saharan Africa International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference. We're bringing all our brothers across Africa, not just within Nigeria. As you said, of course, the ministers are coming. NMPC is going to be there. NCDMB is going to be there. The IOCs are going to be there. We created this platform to share ideas about the country, about the industry, to bring people together to even expand Nigerian companies. These PETAN members that you're going to be seeing at these exhibitions are working as far as India. We have many of our members operating in India. We have many of our members operating in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, in Mozambique. With what we started in Nigeria, we're the backbone of this industry. A lot of people, an average Nigerian, doesn't see that picture, that in oil and gas, we're talking about value chain. From finding the oil, from extracting it, from processing it in the refinery like Dangote is doing, to using it in the downstream sector, using the gas to power our home. And of course, all those value chain across the upstream, midstream, and of course, the downstream of the industry. This is where PETAN members are embedded to ensure that we continue to keep value in Nigeria and, of course, taking that outside Nigeria. Now, it's very important that what we're doing here as indigenous companies, as we call us, our ability to take it outside Nigeria, essentially confirm that we can do this as good as anybody in the world. The other countries where our members are working, they will not allow us to work in those countries if we're not going to deliver the same service quality. That's how far we have gone. So SAIPEC is the forum that we created to showcase this, to bring more Africans together. If you look at the statistics across Africa, Africa is considered to be energy poor. And what does that mean? We're consuming about a quarter of the electricity per capita that a European and American will consume. So which means we don't have enough power. It's not just about Nigeria alone. We're taking this into Africa. Right. We're taking it even beyond Africa to ensure that we're able to support and continue to promote, energy within Africa. And of course, Nigeria is our focus where we're taking this out. So SAIPEC is essentially what we have been doing for 10 years. Right. And this year is our 10th anniversary, and we want to make it as big and showcase it, to the whole world. Absolutely.
And yes, it's great to hear about the work that you're doing. Clearly, you have a lot of job cut out for you. Let me take this to Mr. Okebu and just get a sense of how you're planning to handle some of these major issues. Well, Mr. Ogunsoye has talked about the energy poverty. So we produce a lot in that sense, but when you look at us, it doesn't look like we own that wealth. It looks more like we own the poverty. There's the geopolitical issues as well, the Europe effect, what's playing out there, the America effect. There are issues around just transition, investment, raising funds, divestment challenges. So really, when you look at the industry, there's a lot to celebrate, but there are a lot of issues to also thrash out. So how much of these issues would you be placing on the table to really have a discussion about them?
Okay, like my chairman has said, we are developing every day. So SAIPEC is a platform where we bring in the industry, the regulatory, and the policymakers to come together to discuss the way forward. We know the challenges that are there, so this platform creates a venue for them to come and discuss and look at these challenges and formulate a way moving forward. We are believing that SAIPEC, as it is, attracts the industry players because of the information they get from there. The new projects are discussed there. The new bid rounds are discussed there. The new government policies are discussed there. And of course, we put on the spot these government officials in our panels, where we ask them questions and then present the industry challenges to them, and then demand for them to come up with results that will move us forward. On the issue of the challenges that we have with our operators, they're also there. So the IOCs are there, the NOCs are there. So that platform also creates an avenue for most of us that are EPCs and small beginners and contractors to meet with these IOCs and discuss our projects, discuss our challenges, look at the way forward. The finance people are there also to discuss funding, to discuss the way to move forward with our funding and the best way to fund. So tax issues are discussed. So there are various panels that happen in SAIPEC. These panels determine, the way forward. So it's really a mixture of this and that I believe is fully loaded, and we are getting better every day. Thank you.
Yeah, just to add to what Oke has said, specifically on what is happening globally in the energy space. Of course, you are right. If you look at the Europeans, they're looking at renewable energy, and of course, the Americans, they want to use a basket of energy. And of course, if you look at today, even in Europe, they've moved back the 2035 target of ensuring that all vehicles are electric and renewable in Europe, because the demand for energy from fossil fuel continues to increase. For us in Nigeria, coming back home, our goals is very clear. We have an OPEC quota 1.5, 1.6. We've got a Dangote refinery of 750,000 barrels. Just last month, in December, he's planning to, raise that refinery to 1.2 million barrels because of the market he has seen across Africa. We have BOA building a 350,000 barrels refinery. Talk less of the refineries that NNPC has that they are planning to fix. Why am I explaining this? In Nigeria, we own 40 billion so far of reserves of oil and gas. When you put the refineries with OPEC quota, Nigeria needs an average of 3 million barrels per day. Today, we're at 1.7. So our work is cut out for us in the industry. We must increase production of oil and gas. We are aware of the requirements for, gas in Nigeria is a no-brainer. Capacity of electricity generation in these countries is 12,000 megawatts. In Egypt, with 80 million population, is about 1,000 megawatts. So Nigeria, we have so much gap in terms of the energy that we need in Nigeria, not just from the oil, but also from the gas. So we see it as a good problem. In fact, what we are doing in Petan and we are projecting for Nigeria oil and gas is for the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to be growing oil and gas production in this country. Those of us at this end in Petan, we're doing what we needed to do. Our partners, the multinational company, the indigenous independent producers, we are all aligned to do this. Of course, we're called on the government. We need alignment as well. There are policies that has been put in place by the government. We are asking that these policies are followed through, and create that enabling environment and unity of purpose to ensure that we attract the fund that we need. We have no excuse in Nigeria today why we're not producing enough oil and gas. Everything is in front of us, to make sure that we can continue to grow the energy needs of this country.
Let me stay with you, and I'm happy you dwelt on it because it looks like you saw my note before you were responding to that question. But let's highlight it even further because there's divestment. The IOCs International, they are going deep offshore because of the encumbrances they had to face down here. Annualized maybe 2024, 2025, crude oil, not condensate, were ranging around 1.3, 1.4. And everything that has to do with the oil and gas sector begins with exploration. Without exploration, we don't have midstream, we don't have downstream. So that's quite critical. So what should we be expecting in this meeting, especially policy proposal that can accelerate the sector in terms of incentives to drive production and productivity in the next, say, 5 to 10 years from this conference? Because this is a milestone conference. So now we should be talking about policy proposal to the policymakers themselves from the players that can accelerate the sector.
Yeah, so thank you very much. One of the things we're doing in this conference, some of the panels that we have are going to be addressing issues we have in this country. As you said, exploration, drilling activities needs to increase. We've had a lot of challenges, I'll be very honest with you, in terms of our ability to deliver wells. As you said, the oil and gas will not come out to surface. We have to drill to where it is and make sure that we bring it out of the ground. So that process, the drilling process, is highlighted in this program to come in with experts, to even once that panel is a special panel that we created to highlight those problems. We're going to write a position paper on it, as you were alluding, that these are the challenges why we're not delivering wells at the rate that we should deliver it. Of course, we have challenges of available equipment, rigs, both offshore, deep water, and on land. Today, Petan members and other Nigerians are investing heavily on land rigs. So we're covering that space in terms of the requirements of the equipment to operate in land rig. We have a little bit of challenge in swamp to have enough swamp rig. Nigeria is blessed. We have oil in all terrain. We have it on land in the swamp. We have it in shallow waters, and we also have it in the deep water. So we're going to be highlighting the techniques and writing a position paper of our findings in this conference with the experts to show how we can drill this well more efficiently and cheaper to deliver those, production that we need. Secondly, that we're looking at, we're going to be advocating very seriously to the policymakers, to the regulator. Of course, we are all aware that Mr. President, issued directives, that the contracting cycle of oil and gas contracts in Nigeria should be within 6 months.
All right.
That was clearly stated in a gazette by the president. We're going to be highlighting that to the policymakers that we are not meeting that. And of course, the gazette also says that you should award a contract of 5 years plus 2 years of renewal. We need this to be accelerated. We cannot start work, we cannot even start drilling without those policies in place, without the contract we need to execute the work.
Yeah, Mr. Goja, we're totally out of time. We just have about a minute. So let me take it to the other guest, Mr. Okay. Mr. Okay, maybe you run through for us what the day, the venue, the time of this conference is expected. And in addition to what Mr. Gosa has said, is there also a panel to talk about financing, local financing in terms of local credit based, given the high interest rates we have here in Nigeria? You just have about 30 seconds, sir.
Okay, thank you. The event will start on a Monday night. Actually, the opening ceremony is on Monday, but the major event starts on Tuesday. It will run through the week, and on Friday we'll be having our golf tournament to close out. Also, on the finance side, there'll be panels that will discuss those issues. We are looking at Nexim, Bank of Industry, and also a discourse around the new energy bank that will be established. So that will be discussed. Also, we all understand that the bid round going on now. Of course, a lot of finance will be there for that. So we need to get ready financially to make sure we support this particular bid round. You know, so I believe that it will be full. I mean, it's a full pack of events. We're also looking at a celebration of our 10 years anniversary with some African content shows to talk about who we are and what Africa represents, and the fact that we are looking at a future where Africa will produce, Africa will consume, and then Africa will export to the world. Thank you.
Well, thank you for laying the schedule. I kind of like the blend. You do the hard talk for most of the week, and Friday you do some good golf. Jeffrey, maybe we should attend. Yeah. But we have to thank you, gentlemen.
Like that kind of event.
We have to thank you, gentlemen. We wish you the very best. 10 years is no mean feat at all. Mr. Wole Ogunsoya, Chairman, Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, PETAN, who's also the MD CEO, Geoplex. Thank you, as well as Mr. Oke Okabu, Assistant Secretary, Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, of course, organizers of the Sub-Saharan Africa International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference, SAIPEC. Wish you the very best once again, and thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
All right, so from oil and gas, let's talk about something that is oil for the soul, right, Jeffrey? Music.
We'll be back in just a moment, and stay with us.